It is my distinct honor to introduce Chris Kraus as the 14th head men's basketball coach in the history of Stonehill College. Chris is a passionate leader in college athletics and college basketball, and a talented individual who I think will lead our program very far during his tenure as our head coach. During this process, I was looking for somebody that would sustain our success that we've experienced over the past decade. And Chris very quickly came to the top as the individual to lead our program going forward. As I mentioned previously, he's passionate about leading young men and developing a program. And I can't think of a better place for him to do that than his alma mater, where he had a successful career as a student athlete. As a student, he helped lead our program to its first ever NCAA Elite Eight and was an all-conference performer, both in the Northeast 10 and within the NCAA East region and at the Elite Eight site in Springfield back in 2006. That experience as a student, he knows Stonehill College, knows the value of a Stonehill education and the opportunity the young man can have here being part of our program. Couple that with the experience he's grown as a professional in his coaching career, both at his previous institutions and here at Stonehill in the last 3 years. And I don't think it's a mistake that our second Elite Eight came during Chris's tenure here as an assistant coach as well. He's an individual that is talented in terms of his evaluation, his game preparation, his scouting, but probably most importantly, his value as a recruiter made him an easy selection. He builds unique and great bonds with prospective student athletes and has helped recruit some of the best student athletes here to the men's basketball program over the past 3 years. His work alone has allowed us to continue to develop relationships in New Jersey and bring some talented young men from there, but also to expand into some states such as Ohio, where we'll have 3 student athletes on the team next year and talented. And in a competitive Northeast 10, you have to work hard to find those talented student athletes that will make sure we're a consistent winner. And Chris has done that under Coach McLaughlin and knows how to continue and make this program successful. So those are the reasons during this hectic process. I think the credit to the program and the institution and what Coach McLaughlin has done. It was a popular position out there in the world of college basketball, but I knew quickly and tried to move quickly in my conversations with Chris that he was the right person for us.
How, anytime you have a coaching change, it can be, a period of upheaval. How important it was to keep that continuity in having Chris step in from his assistant coaching position?
I think it was very important. When you look at, again, the success that we've had during Coach McLaughlin's tenure, who we're also very appreciative for what he did for us during his 9 years as a head coach. And Chris was a key part of that, as I talked about, as a student and as a coach. So he knows how to win in this league. And again, his skill set and his relationships with the members of the team. Again, I think we have some talented student athletes on this team that are poised for some success during the rest of their career here. So that was very important to me. And Chris was great during the process. He was kind of in that unique position of trying to keep the relationships and keep the program going on an interim level, but also knowing that he was a serious candidate for the head position, and the professionalism that he showed in that, the commitment and frankly the confidence that he could lead this program was very telling to me. And again, just not that he needed more check marks or more reasons why he was the right candidate, but it really started to show and formulate what kind of head coach he would be in this process. So all those reasons combined, he was an easy selection for this position.
And just talk about the position of the program now, where you can name an alumni of the program as the head coach, just where the program's grown to that stage.
I think that is, to me, one of the most unique facts about this hiring is that the 13 previous head coaches of this storied program were not alums. So our program has become synonymous with success throughout its history. We had some great teams in the past. And again, under Coach McLaughlin here in the 2000s and into the early 2000 teens, we've had some strong teams as well. But the program is at a point where we need the best person to lead it. And if that individual can be an alumnus, I think that's a credit to not only the basketball program and the young men that they're producing as graduates, but the institution as well. Chris came to us as a 18-year-old freshman, passionate about basketball, and was able to pursue some great things on the court, but was also able to receive a great education as well here at Stonehill. And Stonehill has positioned him to find his purpose, and for him that's being a head basketball coach, and he could think of no better job than here at Stonehill College. So I think that's a credit to the program. Again, I can't say enough about Coach McLaughlin and what he did for us, but it's also a true credit to the institution and their support for their program during the past decade in athletics in general. And again, in terms of the type of student that we are graduating, that Chris is a prime example of a great Stonehill student and a great Stonehill alumnus that is now part of our community again as a professional.
Well, it's unbelievably exciting to me. The fact of me moving over and becoming the next head coach of the Stonehill program is very exciting. I'm extremely thankful to our athletic director, Brendan Sullivan, for giving me this opportunity, as well as our new president, John Denning, Paula Sullivan here in athletics, and the rest of our athletic department. Very thankful and just unbelievably excited and humbled that I am the new head coach and will be taking over the program.
Obviously, with Coach McLaughlin leaving, certainly it could have been a situation where kind of the program had an upheaval a little bit with a new coach coming in. Certainly, you've been here for 3 years. That continuity is going to be in place. Do you think now as you take over?
Yeah, I think it makes things a lot easier. Especially for our players and the program, our alumni, to know that myself being an alumni, a guy that's been around the program for a number of years, to keep that continuity and keep that familiar face. I think it adds and helps a lot with our guys in our program. Knowing the program from the inside out, so obviously playing here and being a student athlete myself, as well as working and coaching for Dave Coach McLaughlin for the past couple of years, I've learned a lot, and the guys know me. I know them on a personal level. I've recruited them all and worked with them for the past number of years, and I'm excited to work with them and take this over. And as I mentioned, just that continuity, I think it'll really help and make this transition a lot easier for the entire program.
Certainly, as a student athlete here, can you take us a little bit beyond the Stonehill years as an assistant coach? Kind of your background's been since you left Stonehill before coming back.
Yeah, after we graduated, we had a trip to the NCAA Division II Elite Eight, as well as winning that and moving on to the national semifinals. After graduating, I played professionally in England for London United, spent some time overseas, and then being from Toronto myself, I ended up starting my coaching career back home. Spent a year at Acadia University out in Nova Scotia, and we ended up winning the AUS Championship, a conference championship, and went on to the national tournament there. I then moved on to Brandon University, spent 2 years there. We won back-to-back GPAC conference championships, and then was fortunate enough to get the call from Coach McLaughlin to move back to my own alma mater and coach here at Stonehill, and spent the past 3 seasons here with Dave and back in the Stonehill family. We went to the Division II Elite Eight as well, with another trip to the national semifinals. And just unbelievably excited to be back here and just taking over this program and moving forward.
What's it say about the shape of the program where someone like yourself, who's an alum of the program now, can take over and be a head coach and guide this program forward? Well,
I think the program's in great shape. Obviously, with what Coach McLaughlin has done to put it on the map and put it where it is, I'm grateful and so thankful for him, obviously playing for him and working with him with what he's done. But I think we're in great shape. We've got a great young nucleus of guys returning that are really excited and really motivated to work hard and hopefully prove a lot of people wrong. We're going to return a lot of young guys, but it's a lot of really talented guys that are ready to work and keep this thing rolling and keep this program where it should be.
All right, well, congratulations, Chris, and best of luck here in the preseason and heading into your first season as head coach.
All right, thank you very much.
Jack, just obviously with your assistant coach, Chris Kraus, being named head coach today, just talk about what that means to yourself and also your teammates having him moved up to head coach position.
Well, when we first heard the news about Coach Mack, we all talked about it. We wanted Coach Kraus to get the head job because we wanted it to stay in the family. And we know he's been a part of the program, playing here and being coached the past few years. So we're excited. We're not expecting much change, but we're expecting a few things to change, and we're hoping it's for the better.
Talk about, as a student athlete, certainly you hear your coaches leaving and all things going through your mind, and it could be a big upheaval and distraction and stuff like that, especially this late in the summer. Talk about what it means to you guys to have that continuity moving forward here into your last 2 years, and certainly for the your other teammates as well.
Well, like I said, at first it was a shock, but once we heard Kraus was probably getting the job, we were all excited and happy that we're keeping it together, and we're excited going forward, and we think that keeping the family together is going to be best for us, and we're going to be able to pick up right where we left off.
In a couple of years, you'll be an alumni of the program. Chris obviously was his former player. What's that say to you that this program is producing someone like Chris who can be now the head coach of this program?
Well, obviously the program's got a lot of successful teams and a lot of successful players, and Coach Kraus is one of the best that have ever come through here, and we're excited to have him as our head coach and teach us what he's learned, and hopefully after he's done we can have someone else through the program become the head coach.
All right, thanks, Jack, and we'll get you back to enjoying your summer.
Thanks.